about dogs you can stop believing now. You're living with your pet and you think you know all about them. Well, let's just think about it one more time. Let me ask you one simple question. Do you believe that your dog is colorblind? Did you say yes? Wrong. Actually, we've been hearing these things for so long that we believe them to be true. So we have collected a list of myths that you think to be true, but in fact they are not. So let's just begin with myth number 1. Your dog is colorblind. This might not be completely true in case of your dog. Dogs do see in color. However, they see differently than most people do and are less able to distinguish between colors. Veterinary ophthalmologists have determined that dogs see like people who have red or green color blindness. Dogs' eyes have receptors for blue and green shades, but not for red shades. As a result, it appears that dogs cannot easily distinguish between yellow, green, and red, but they can identify different shades of blue, purple, and gray. Color is only one of many visual stimuli that dogs detect in their environment. Brightness, contrast, and especially motion are extremely important to a dog's interpretation of what it sees. If your dog's nose is warm, it means it's sick. Wrong again. If a dog has a dry or a warm nose, it means that it has a dry or warm nose. A dry nose or a mildly warm nose has nothing to do with the overall health of a dog. Not only this, a dog's nose is extremely sensitive. You touching their nose to check if it's warm or dry is the last thing your dog wants you to do. A little rub from your nose to theirs can be really generous though. If a dog is wagging its tail, it is happy. In many cases, a dog that is wagging its tail is happy or at least is expressing excitement or pleasure. Tail wagging certainly does express a state of emotion, much like a smile does in people. However, just like a human smile, a dog's wagging tail does not necessarily reflect happiness or something positive. Dogs can also wag their tails when they are agitated, irritated, tense, anxious, annoyed, frightened, angry, or aggressive. Interestingly, researchers have found that dogs do not normally wag their tails when they are alone, even if they are apparently happy or in a pleasant situation. Tail wagging seems to be a behavior that is reserved for times when the dog is in the company of others. A dog's mouth is cleaner than a human's mouth. Dog saliva was once believed to be antiseptic, having healing properties. The basis for this belief is not known, but some people still believe it. Actually, a dog's mouth is not cleaner than a person's mouth. Dog saliva can be toxic to some bacteria, but it carries its own population of bacteria and other infectious organisms. That population of bacteria is quite different than that in the human mouth, and this difference is largely due to the difference in diet. People with weakened immune systems and young children probably should not have direct contact with dog or cat saliva. This does not mean your dog cannot lick your face, but too much of it is not advisable. 1 year of a dog's life is equal to 7 years of a human's life. This myth is probably due to simple math, as an average lifespan for dogs is 10 to 12 years, and multiplying this by 7 equals 70 to 74 years, roughly the average lifespan for people today. But this comparison between a dog's life and human life is an oversimplification. Taking a dog's age and multiplying it by 7 is an overly simplistic formula and does not reflect a dog's actual developmental status. Simply put, 1 year of a dog's life is not equal to 7 years of human life. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. This myth probably started with someone who wasn't able to get his older dog to sit or roll over. Actually, you can teach an old dog new tricks. Dogs can learn new tricks, skills, and commands within their physical capabilities until the day they pass away. Their mind needs stimulation, just like ours. With patience, kindness, persistence, and consistency, owners can teach their older dogs all sorts of new tricks, such as sit, bark when the doorbell rings, and shake or high-five. As long as a dog is responsive and healthy, there is no reason that he cannot keep learning new things throughout his life. Dogs and cats are mortal enemies. Cats are independent and proud creatures, while dogs are naturally curious. Cats and dogs can get along fine as long as they are properly introduced and socialized. Now that doesn't mean that your cat won't swat at your pup when your dog wants to play, and your cat just wants to be left alone. So it's best to understand when a situation can escalate and try and resolve it by redirecting the playful one towards something else. Now, about the myth whether there is a secret society of cats trying to overtake the world and dogs are humans' first line of defense preventing from this happening. The myth has still yet to be debunked. You know I'm joking, right? Raw meat is the best diet for your dog. Well, it's not only wrong, but it can be dangerous too. Eating only raw meat for a long period of time can deplete the stores of calcium among other nutrients. Raw meat is also harmful because it can carry a number of bacteria, diseases, and parasites. On the other hand, mixed diet is good for your dog, just as it is for humans. Dogs can't digest grains. Contrary to popular belief, dogs' digestive systems are quite robust. They can digest pretty much everything just like humans do. Corn, rice, and beans aren't just filler. They enhance a dog's diet with essential nutrients and protein when pre-cooked, which is typically the case with commercially prepared dog foods. In fact, dogs are also omnivores like we are. A dog urinates on the rug because he's mad at you. Well, it's not about anger. Often there's an underlying medical problem, like urinary stones or an infection. It could also be stress, anxiety, or a territorial issue. Whatever you do, don't respond with anger. That will only make things worse. Garlic is a good remedy for fleas and ticks. Unfortunately, this is a myth that is propagated a lot, especially on the internet. Not only will garlic do nothing to help with fleas and ticks on your dog, but garlic has also been shown to cause something called hemolytic anemia in dogs, a condition where the body attacks and destroys its red blood cells. Treatment for this is expensive and would require multiple days of hospitalization and often blood transfusions. Not all dogs who eat garlic will get this condition, but if you feed your pet garlic, you are risking the chance that they could. Dogs heal themselves by licking their wounds. Remember how we talked about dogs' dirty mouths? Well, think about all of the bacteria that exist in that mouth getting transferred to the wound. Dogs are far more likely to cause infection and delay healing in their wound by licking it, so it's best not to let them do it. Dogs eat grass when they need to vomit. Nope. No one really knows for sure why dogs eat grass. This is just a general observation of people on dogs. No experiments have been carried out on this yet. Whatever the reason may be, just let them eat that grass. Stopping them while they are at it is not a good idea. My dog's thick fur coat will keep them warm in winter. Wrong. In fact, in extended cold temperatures, dogs are most likely to develop frostbite on their paws, their scrotum, in case of male dogs, and the tips of their ears. Even thick-coated dogs don't have a lot of protection in these areas. Winter can be great fun for dogs. Just make sure they aren't exposed to those extreme temperatures for too long. All dogs are natural swimmers. That's actually true, but not for all breeds of dogs. If you lift a dog over a pool, it will start moving its paws, but it doesn't mean that all dogs are great swimmers from birth. Yes, most dogs love swimming and do it with joy, and they can be taught to do so. But some dogs can't even stay above the water surface. The dogs that have a powerful chest and a heavy skull are not very good swimmers. Bulldogs and boxers are good examples. Whereas small dogs should be put into water in a more careful way because they are more prone to hyperthermia. So that's all for your dog for now. We hope you know your dog a little more now. Just remember, however you treat your dog or any pet you own, treat them with kindness and love. After all, they are not just animals. They are actually a soul just like we are. So which of the myths about your dog did you like the most? Do share it with us in the comment section. That's it for today. If you liked the video, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you won't miss any of our videos. See you soon! Take care of yourself and others around you. Bye-bye!